Hi children, welcome back to today's English class. Today we are going to see a poem from our textbook Honeydew. The title of the poem is The Schoolboy, written by William Blake. Do you hate going to school, children? If yes, I'm sure today's session is going to be interesting. Children, are you ready to listen to the introduction by the teacher? Listen carefully. Hi children, I welcome you all for today's session. Today we are going to see the fifth poem. The title of the poem is The Schoolboy, written by the poet William Blake. Here, the speaker of the poem, who is the schoolboy. He likes being outside in the lap of nature. He hates school and he loves to hear the birds singing. Let's see the lovely poem today. Today, first we are going to see about the poet, and I am going to read the poem, then I'll explain it. At last, I am going to conclude with the theme. Let's see about the author, William Blake, as he was the schoolboy in this poem. William Blake. He was born on 28th November 1757 in London. He was an English poet, painter and printmaker. He was known for his expressiveness and creativity. His paintings and poetry are a part of Romantic movement. Some of his notable works are Songs of Innocence and of Experience, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, The Four Zoos, Jerusalem, Milton, etc. He was died on 12th August 1827 at the age of 69 in London. As a motivation, children, let me show you a video about the poem The Schoolboy.
In this media, you will learn about the explanation of the poem The Schoolboy. A schoolboy likes the morning time very much. He likes to see the trees and the birds. The sound from the huntsman's horn seems to be pleasant to him. He wants to join with the skylark while it is singing. He feels that the nature offers him a sweet company. However, he has to spend his morning hours in school, which worries him a lot. Both books and teacher's lecture do not interest him. He feels that the child's pleasure lies in being free and happy like a bird. He also feels a child in a school is similar to a bird in a cage. He feels that parents of small children should understand their mistakes. Parents should not deprive their child's happiness. Depriving is like squeezing the buds from the plants. He feels that without a happy childhood, the world becomes a sorrowful place for the child. He concludes that without a happy child, we should only have winter of sorrow. Also, we would never have a summer of joy. Thus, you have learned the explanation of the poem, The Schoolboy.
Children, that's all from the intro. Let's read the poetry lines from the text. I love to rise in a summer morn, when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn, and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, I drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Ah, then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour. Nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning bore. On through with the dairy shore. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring. Oh, father and mother, if buds are nipped and the blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy or the summer fruits appear? Children, let's listen to the explanation stanza wise now. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. Here, I represents the speaker who is the schoolboy, and morn means morning. The schoolboy, the speaker, here says that he loves to wake up in a beautiful summer morning when the birds are singing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the shylark sings with me. Distant means far, huntsman is a hunter. So, the speaker says that he can hear a hunter play his horn or blowing his horn from far. And the skylark is a type of a bird. They sing with him. Oh, what sweet company! So, the speaker feels that he has such a sweet company of the beautiful morning, the birds that are singing, the hunter who is blowing the horn, and the skylark birds which are singing with him. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Here, the speaker now he is very sad when he expresses that all such a beautiful summer morning, if he has to go to school, then it drives all the happiness away and makes him sad. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Outworn means tired. Phrase under a cruel eye means under strict supervision of teachers. So, the speaker here says that when he is in a school, he is constantly under strict supervision of teachers from which he is utterly tired. It makes him tired. And the little ones, that is, all the small children, are spending their day in a shying and dismay. Dismay means sadness. So, all the little ones are very sad and bored when they have to spend their entire day under the supervision of teachers in the school instead of playing out in that beautiful morning. Or then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour. I drooping sit means sit bent due to tiredness or boredom. And anxious means nervous. The speaker here says that at times he sits there in boredom, in tired of all this, and he is spending many hours nervously with anxiety inside him. Nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower. Delight means happiness. Learning bower means a garden where he can be taught in an interesting way by nature and not by a teacher. Worn means tired. Dreary means boring. Dreary shore means that he is tired of all the boring words which are showered on him by the teacher. In these lines, the speaker expresses that neither can he take happiness in reading the books, nor he can go out in the nature where he can study without a teacher and enjoy the nature also. Want through with a dreary shore. How can the singing bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? Now, the speaker says that when a bird is born to make joy, for joy and happiness, then how can a singing bird can sing inside in a cage? How can a child when fears annoy but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? The speaker says through these lines that how can a child who's constantly under fear and burden of expectation, how can he enjoy? But he can only droop. Droop means bend all his wings and his tender wings and forget everything about his youth and his childhood. Now, in this paragraph, there is a comparison between a caged bird and a child. According to his view, a bird which is born cheerful and fun loving can never sing sweet song if the bird is caged. Similarly, if the child remains constantly under the umbrella of fear and tension and strict supervision of the teacher, then how can that child enjoy his childhood and youthful spring? Oh, father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away. In this paragraph, the speaker is asking his parents that if the buds are cut, nipped means cut, and the flowers are broken or they are plucked, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay. Here the speaker says, and if the soft plants or the growing plants are deprived of their joy in this spring season because of the sorrow and unhappiness, then how shall the summer arise in joy or the summer fruits appear? Then, in that case, how will the summer season come with its joy, and how with the plants bear fruits with flowers? So, in the last paragraph, the speaker is comparing himself with those buds and plants which are cut or plucked, and he feels that if all the joy is taken away from the plants by plucking them or by stopping them from growing or by plucking the buds and flowers, then how can a plant possibly grow properly and bear fruits or flowers? Now, let's understand the theme of this poem. It's about the sorrow or unhappiness which the boy feels when he has to go to a school, while on the other hand, he was to enjoy. It's about the obligation to sit in a closed area like a classroom. When he wants to enjoy the nature outside, it's about the freedom which the child wants. But on the other hand, all he's getting is a caged environment. So, this poem tells us that we must let the children grow like children. We must let them play and run outside and enjoy the nature in its fullest, because having an experience of nature is as important as their academic learning. That's all from this session, children. I'll catch you soon with another video.